Mann.
Hey, swapping in.
Fight for Lady Rhea is over here.
Okay.
Ready the heavy weaponry. We can no longer afford the luxury of worrying about collateral damage to the town.
Nein.
I've got this. We'll be in serious trouble if they target Her Majesty. We have to take control of those weapons right now.
I have to protect her.
So, dann sollen die mal alle das da Ding da unten kaputt. Wow, 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 wow. Hui, das war knapp.
Fight anymore.
My efforts will not be in vain, Cyril.
Da ist die Rhea.
I will send these
Mit dem
sins
Drachenschwert.
to meet the goddess.
Loaded and ready.
I've got it.
To attack the enemy
Warte mal, das. Der Flumpke mit dem Schlüssel.
truly hurts.
Ich will den scheiß Schlüssel haben. Warte. Ich verlaube mich gerade total. Ich habe mich komplett verzettelt. Ich weiß, es ist jetzt eigentlich dämlich, nach dem Schlüssel zu jagen, aber ich will den Schlüssel haben. Ich will dieses Ding, was auch immer da drin ist, haben.
That's what you get for trying to target Her Majesty like a bag of flowers.
So, wo war die Truhe da unten? Ich hoffe, es rennt keiner von denen jetzt zu Rhea. Um die kümmere ich mich. Aber ich Beutel erhalten. Okay. Wo sind die alle hingelaufen? Wollen wir mal alles in Brand setzen?
Unleash the fire.
Jetzt zünden wir alles an. Haha.
How could you set the town ablaze?
Ja, wir können's halt. Wir sind halt Kacke. Aber wir können's. So, dich hole ich mir gleich. Rhea.
So you have sullied yourself by joining the rebels. In that case, I hope you came prepared to breathe your last. Explain yourself. Why do you betray the teachings of the goddess and seek to shatter Fodlan's fragile peace?
Seeing as I have no idea what you speak of, this is going to be a short discussion. They'll either stand aside or face me.
What do you stand to gain for involving yourself in this?
Bam! Und so schnell wird Rhea fertig gemacht. Oh, doch gar nicht so schnell.
I'm alert and she's got the point close. Permit me to desecrate Garrett Mock for 1 minute further. Best take care. I will not permit you to have it.
Tut mir leid, Rhea, aber du wirst hier scheitern. Bam! Da ist Rhea gefallen.
I yield you the monastery for now, Edelgard. But know this, there will be no forgiveness for your blasphemous actions this day.
No, I don't expect there will be. Take heart, everyone. Garrigmach has fallen, and victory is ours.
Lady Rhea, are you hurt?
Oh, Catherine, you came.
Not soon enough. Garrigmach is done for.
It is all right. For now, we must retreat. This path is unknown to the Empire. It will take us out to Aelel, the Valley of Torment. From there, we make for Fargus to seek aid.
The Empire attacked from the east, which means at least some of the Alliance's lords must have aligned with them. But those of the Kingdom are devout. We can trust them. I have already sent a messenger ahead requesting reinforcements, and, should the need arise, asylum.
In that case, I'll talk to my parents and ask for their assistance as well. Regardless, we should hurry. We can't let the Empire get ahead of us and send troops onto Kingdom soil. Now, follow me, if you would.
Thank you, Catherine. Let Edelgard have Garrigmach for now. Let her enjoy this fleeting moment of glee. Because when we return here, Edelgard von Hresvelg will suffer a death beyond her greatest imagining.
Für eine kirchliche Lady hat die aber auch echt krasse Ansichten. Ich finde es interessant, dass man Bayless, den bleichen Dämon, bis jetzt auch nur einmal im Intro gesehen hat. Im Tutorial-Fight. Seitdem nicht mehr. Ich freue mich also, wenn wir dann wieder aufeinander treffen werden eigentlich.
Maybe it's better.
Und alle leveln so schön.
I'll use this strength to...
To kill is to grow stronger.
Oh. Und wir sind bald Level 18, während die anderen noch nicht mal Level 10 sind. Okay, wir sind Level 18, während die anderen noch nicht mal teilweise Level 10 sind.
Yeah, no.
Ich brauche ein Obersiegel. Ah, und Edelgard kann endlich vom Panzerlord was Neues werden.
What a fascinating power.
A new power is now being mine.
Und neue Schwerter. Aber ein Rostschwert ist kacke. Aber eine Schmiede habe ich noch nicht bis jetzt. Das ist blöd. Was ist denn Ambrosia? Achso, das war das Heilkraut. Oh, das gibt Kohle. Oh, das ist ja super, weil ich die jetzt rekrutiert habe, kann ich die auch spielen. Das ist ja nice. Noch eine Magierin. Hey, ich hab so wenige. Die ist ja auch eine Magier. Ach ja, die war ja auch eine Magier. Ah, alles Magier. Aber beide haben ein Wappen. Und das ist cool. Damit sind sie wieder ein bisschen besonders. Warte mal. Ach so, ich dachte, aber es wäre sinniger, alle Regionen einzusacken, weil dann kriege ich wiederum mehr Ressourcen. Also das muss man jetzt abschätzen, will man die Ressourcen oder will man die Reputationspunkte haben? Das ist ja doof.
Garrick Mach, you remain ever as resplendent as the day I left you.
The place cannot be so dear to your heart that it requires inferior poetry for an introduction.
Inferior? I will have you know that line comes from one of my favorite operas. However, I concede I may have gotten carried away, what with my head still swimming from battle.
Hey, I know exactly what you mean. Something about Garrick Mach is just special. And our victory here is going to have a huge impact on the war, right?
Yes, this should be enough to lure some of the more indecisive nobles into our camp. I only wish I could vanquish the guilt I feel for turning on the church like this. Still, it was my decision to fight by 80's side, and I stand by it to the end.
80's side?
I see. In that case, proceed as planned. Deploy the pursuit units immediately.
At once, Your Majesty.
So, Rhea and the others escaped with the help of a great white beast, did they?
Ah, das Bailiff.
Almost as if the Immaculate One that saved St. Seros has returned from the mists of legend. Although, it's a bit unnerving the way it sprung out of nowhere.
I knew we shouldn't have messed with Lady Rhea. She can be so scary. I'm just going to go back to my room and stay there until forever, okay? Okay.
Do as you like, Bernadetta, but realize your father will be arriving in Garrick Mach soon. This is the seat of the Church of Seros, and as bishop, his place is here.
Really? In that case, I think I'll just forget about the monastery and go with you.
Good.
Ich glaube, sie hat kein gutes
Just be aware we may
Verhältnis zu
be
ihrem
marching
Vater.
for the kingdom next.
The kingdom? I possess no love for the cold, but I will try to grin as I am bearing it. Point at the path to your foes, and I will be hunting them to their final breath.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Petra. Whether we capture or kill will depend on the foe. Now then, enough wasting time. We need to find Rhea, and we need her alive.
Two years ago, I never would have imagined we'd be fighting a war like this.
You say fighting, but I think you mean instigating. Let's be fully clear about our role in all of this. Still, this is a positive turn of events for you, yes?
How do you mean?
When a war breaks out, every mercenary in the land starts crawling out of the wood, and those associates you happen to be working with should be tough enough to take on you-know-who.
Ja. Wir haben starke Verbündete, definitiv. Und wir haben Arbeit jetzt an unserer Seite. Aber wir könnten ja auch belehren, dass wir das letzte Mal auch gescheitert sind. Aber ja, er hat ja irgendwie recht.
Mercenaries. Yeah, good point.
And then you can give them their just desserts or die trying.
Could have done without that last part. Thanks.
Oh Mann, aber ist sehr charmant.
Relax. You know I'm on your side. Our destinies are forever intertwined.
Sehr charmant.
Listen up, boy. You're not going to believe this.
Judith, do you think you could ease up on the whole boy thing? I'm your fearless leader now, remember? But sure, tell me what happened.
You might want to take a seat for this. Garrick Mach Monastery has fallen. Not even the great knights of Seros could stop the invaders' overwhelming numbers.
Wait, what? That's not possible. They should still be days away from the monastery. How did they manage to deliver an army of that size to the gates of Garrick Mach so quickly? Unless... this can't be happening. Did Count Gloucester turn? And Acheron too?
I'm afraid both houses fly Imperial colors now. House Phlegethon yielded the north side of the Great Bridge of Murden, and Gloucester waved them right on through.
Oh, wir haben uns ja wirklich gegen alle aufgelehnt.
Filthy liars.
Hui.
When I warned them the Empire was raising an army, they couldn't stop puffing their chests and crowing about how they'd hold the border. But it looks like the Empire had already gotten to them. This is all my fault for not keeping my ear to the ground.
I'm afraid that wouldn't have helped, fearless leader. All the dirty dealings were handled via letter.
But now I've lost the initiative, and against Edelgard no less. She can come at the Alliance with gloves off now. This is a real problem. What is it?
Sir, we have an unexpected guest. It's, Lord Holst of House Goneril.
Holst? What's the strongest man in Leicester doing at my door? Besides thinking about battering it down, I mean.
You can ask him yourself, sir. He is present.
Apologies for dropping by without warning, my lord.
Unbekannter
I just
Shutdown.
happened to be near Deirdre when word reached me about Garrick Mach.
I didn't realize you were in our neck of the woods, Holst, but please, come make yourself at home. As fate would have it, I was just pulling my hair out over the exact same problem. Can you believe that Count Gloucester? He turned on us like it was nothing. If I don't handle this situation with the Empire delicately, it will fracture the Alliance. If you have any sage advice, now would be a great time for it. Or muscle. I'll take muscle if that's what I can get.
I came here to help however I can. We must work together to keep Leicester safe, and more importantly, free.
Garrick Mach has fallen to the Empire, Your Majesty.
I did not expect it would last long. Is Lady Rhea safe?
Yes, she escaped and is on her way here with a small force.
I see.
This won't be like granting asylum to your standard refugee.
If we take the Archbishop in, it will be tantamount to declaring war on the very Empire. Is that a risk you're willing to accept, Your Majesty?
Die Haare von Dimitri sind immer genial.
We have already thoroughly discussed the matter with the Kingdom's lords. Even if I refrain from deciding publicly one way or the other, the Empire will still insist that we hand Lady Rhea over. The Kingdom's people and government are too frail to stand without the Holy Church's support. I agree with her ultimate goal, but such a situation calls for gradual reform over time. The Emperor's desire to tear it up rapidly will not do.
Then it is a good thing we've prepared for such contingencies. I will start by sending a party to ALL to welcome our new guests.
Thank you. I would go myself if I could, but I'm needed here to prepare for the war. For now, send messengers to Counts Galatea and Karen, imploring them to muster troops for our defense. Oh, and send for House Fraldarius as well. Let's make sure our new Duke earns his title.
Grave news, Your Majesty.
What is it now?
Count Rowe has declared fealty to the Empire and is marshalling his troops as we speak.
Alter Falter, das Königreich zieht, das Kaiserreich zieht ja alles durch.
To hunt down and slay the Archbishop.
We have long held our suspicions about House Rowe, but I never expected their actions to plunge us into war.
And after all the discussions we've had to prevent exactly this, we must believe his reason is just.
Very well then. Our plans have changed. I will go and meet with Lady Rhea personally, and House Fraldarius will serve as my guard. Inform Galatea and Karen. They are to gather their troops in Erebus and Gerite lands.
Lord Lonato was once a faithful servant to the crown. Will you now see him executed?
I have no mercy for traitors, no matter their pasts. On the contrary, I have an obligation to protect the kingdom from his kind. We've struggled long to attain this peace. I will not permit the Empire to crush it beneath their foot now.
Boah, ja, schön. Da hat Edelgard aber ja richtig was losgetreten mit ihrer Aktion. Sie hat die Allianz teilweise gespalten, das Königreich in Aufruhr gebracht und auch jetzt angefangen zu spalten. Sie hat das Kloster eingenommen. Sie will ja eigentlich ganz Fotland wieder vereinigen. Aber wohl unter der Flagge des Kaiserreichs, was die anderen jetzt nicht schön finden. Also, das ist wirklich ein Chaos, was sie da angestellt hat. Oh Mann. Oh Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann. Deswegen bin ich mal echt gespannt, wie das jetzt weitergeht. Vor allen Dingen, wie das weitergehen soll. Das wird noch echt ein Hin und Her. Vor allen Dingen, wir sind ja jetzt gerade mal erst mit Kapitel 4 durch. Oh Gottes Willen. Da wird noch so viel Trouble geben. Edelgard wird sich noch mit Dimitri wahrscheinlich kloppen. Claude wird auch noch mal ins Gemetzel kommen. Baelisk wird kommen. Oh Mann. Das wird noch ziemlich haarig werden alles. Definitiv.